What did he say?
There you go.
That is a disgusting team wipe.
The Diamattis have somewhat become embedded into the core meta of Warzone in Season 1, and more players seem to be getting this gun ranked up to use the Akimbo setup for these burst firing pistols. In today's video we are going to take a look at what the overpowered class setup is, so you too can join the vast majority of players now using these bad boys to have a ridiculous time to kill up close, and enabling you to get the ghost perk straight off the rip on your first loadout drop. After we've taken a look at the class setup, I'll be touching on where these pistols work best and where they fall short based off quite a bit of playtime using the Akimbo setup now. So make sure you stay tuned until the end so you don't get caught out using these in the wrong engagements. As always, I've included the timestamps in the description down below, so feel free to skip to the parts you want to see. And without any further ado, let's jump in and see what the crazy overpowered setup is for these guns right now. For the first attachment, we look at which muzzle to take. So for this, there's only one you really want to be going with, and that's the agency suppressor, and that's for an increase to your damage range and sound suppression, so of course it will keep you off the minimap when shooting. Next we look at which barrel to take. Now I have tested the reinforced heavy barrel and the task force barrel, and I found that they pretty much work the same. I can't really tell any difference between the two, but the reason I've go with the task force barrel is because it doesn't hinder your movement speed like the reinforced heavy barrel does, and I think that the movement speed side of things is really important when you're trying to take down multiple opponents. So for that reason I go with the task force barrel, and that's for effective damage range increase and bullet velocity. Next we look at which ammunition to take on this build. So for the ammunition, you want to be going with the 30 round fast mag, and that's for a ridiculously quick reload and of course maximum capacity to help you take down multiple opponents at a time. Next we want to look at which laser to take. There's been some debate whether the Ember sighting point actually works better. However, there has been some testing done by True Game Data, and he's actually found that the 5mm laser works best when it comes to hipfire results. So for that reason, and judging by the fact that this is a hipfire only build, you want to be going with that 5mm laser sight. And then the final key point to this build, you want to be going with the stock, and that's the dual wheel pistols to help you have that maximum time to kill in close quarters. Okay, so you've now seen the best setup, but where do these dual pistols work best and where do they work not so well? And should you pick these over a Mac 10? What I've found is that these dual pistols work extremely well, to the point they are probably overpowered in and around the 5 meter mark. Once your engagement goes over this range, your time to kill will drop dramatically, opening yourself up to getting beat by the Mac 10 or other SMGs. So they are very situational. You have to find yourself at a point blank range with these things in order to be effective, and often you will have to think about switching weapons and positioning in order to win gunfights. Essentially, the closer you are to an enemy player with these pistols, the better. In the current meta, I would suggest using the DMR 14 paired with the Diamattis. The DMR will then cover all of the ranges, and you can have your pistols for those point blank engagements. If you want to see my best setup for the DMR, I will leave the link in the description below. So, should you be using the Diamattis exclusively? In my opinion, no. I think that the Mac 10 beats them in so many other situations, and when you have these pistols, you'll have to constantly be thinking about weapon changing depending on the range you're using them in some buildings. These guns are very situational, but if you happen to drop in after the Gulag late game and want Ghost, then the DMR and Diamatti's loadout is the way to go. But I would switch them out for your Mac 10 or similar if you get the chance, due to the situational engagement ranges that they excel in. Please consider subscribing to the channel, as I've got some more best loadout videos coming up very soon. Particularly when the DMR gets nerfed, I'll have videos coming out on probably what's going to be one of the meta weapons, the FFAR1. So subscribe for those to ensure you don't miss out on that. If you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please drop me a like or a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe for more, and I shall hopefully see you in the next one.
Yeah.
Losing ground. We should head to the safe zone.
They've got to be coming out of there.
Is anyone near?
Yeah, top window. Mate, oh, team wiped.
Don't worry, mate.
Yeah, grab me.
No, he's got Diamattis.
Enemy.
One in this house. Careful, Luke.
Yeah, boy.
Come on, man.
Fuck you, Diamattis, mate.
Yeah, give him that in the chat.
Yeah, we're there.
First game on again.
I know.
Fuck on them.
Dropping my DMR.
Yeah, we'll give him that in the chat. Unless he's already left. Where's your Diamattis?
DMR, get to 4.